what is reality? Reality is what we believe to be true about the nature of our surroundings. But how do we come to decide that true nature? Do we conceive it completely on our own? Or do other devices gently sway our thoughts onto a pre-decided path? This is the hard question we must all ask ourselves as free humans on this planet. New sculpts your reality.
Reality.
Now.
Hey guys, Wednesday night. You know what that means?
You know what you've gotten yourself into.
Oh shit.
Another steaming loaf of reality brief. What's going on, everyone?
Can we get a shout out to the latest member of the 62 Mile High Robot Body Club? Hey man, New World Order. Hey man, New World Order by George Bush.
Six Semper Tyrannis.
Floating around the planet in a shiny new robot body. Fucking dope, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice to have the money and own the world.
Either that or, him and LBJ are giving each other Dutch rudders in hell.
So, man, speaking of floating around in space on a robot body, what's up with this, NASA's lying?
No, they wouldn't do that.
No, they don't lie.
No.
Huge alien spacecraft spotted on ISS live feed sparks frenzy. It looks like we got a video here. Hopefully, it's getting shown to you guys.
Yeah.
Mystery structure filmed from space station camera. What the fuck? Was that like a piece of the space station? It kind of looks like a giant, hole in the ground.
Yeah, that thing down on the ground, whatever that big square mabob thing is.
Oh, what's going on? Why is it blinking? Oh.
So what is that? Is that? Well, I mean, I see the little black speck. I see that.
The black speck is the mouse pointer, bro. It's this whole big thing here.
Yeah.
Is what we're looking at. See, it looks like a capsule or something. It kind of looks like a door, but I bet it's a reflection.
Looks like a fingernail, kind of.
A fingernail?
Maybe.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like a shield.
Yeah.
Alright, so video footage shows the bizarre anomaly that was spotted during NASA's live feed from space. Oh, it's George Bush, man. It shows a strange gray object appearing to float above the Earth. The article appears to be shaped like an aircraft and moving south, though some could believe it could be stationary on top of a mountain or in the Lulubazoyan facility in China. You want to take a crack at that pronunciation, Dan?
Lulubazoyan. Yeah.
I don't know. What about you, Zach? Let's hear. You say that.
Lulubazoyan.
Oh, I fucked up. Say it again.
Lulubazoyan.
Oh, fuck. Lulubazoyan.
Oh, well, I should have. You're right. I should have had that. But yeah, so it appears to be shaped like an aircraft and moving south, although some possibly might be willing to go out on a limb and say that it's stationary and it's on top of a mountain.
That is not stationary on top of a mountain, dude.
No, that's something else.
That's like a X-37B or something, man. The Astra.
Yeah, that's
crazy. Or not the
Astra. That was crazy.
Where'd it go?
It was all glowy.
Look, ever since we got this new producer, man, everything keeps blinking. I don't understand what the fuck is going on.
Blinky Blinkerson. Blink.
So what's next up on the agenda there, Dan?
Well, besides... so we spent a fair amount of time on Oumuamua.
Oumuamua.
Everyone's favorite interstellar object.
Oh, shit. Did that even come in there? I can't even hear that.
I can.
Barely.
Anyhow, so yeah, there's this damn right.
Oumuamua.
Yeah. What's it? It's the first time we've been able to. For real, it is a big deal, despite the funny name. It's the first time we've been able to detect something that clearly came into our solar system from outside of our solar system. Anal probe is ready, and we are commencing.
So what's up with it, man? What's this article? Radio emissions?
Yeah, there's well, they're doing a radio search for artificial emissions from Oumuamua. So this is coming from Fizzorg.
Fizzorg!
Everyone's favorite random science shitposting site.
Man.
It's the first time a visitor from another star system has been seen nearby, but what is it? Is it an asteroid? Is it a comet?
Is this what it really looks like?
Or is it an
looks
alien artifact?
Is it just like a giant piece of poop floating in space?
Well, you know, that's an artist's concept, right? So they notice it's long, it's refractive, and you know what I think it looks like? It looks like a warp nacelle that got blown off of something.
Well, I think
that rock texture that they put on that thing is pure conjecture.
I think that whoever the artist who designed that is a master shit poster.
Mm-hmm. And, scroll down real quick, Fishman. You see on the right,
Fishman.
On the far right, there's
oh look, what's that?
No, upper row, more to the right.
It's the fucking gray disco dancing on it.
See, so even that's an artist concept, but
that looks more like a piece of poop than the other one. What the fuck is going on here, man?
I mean, scatology aside, doesn't it look like a fucking
scatrology?
Yeah, scatrology aside, doesn't that look like a fucking warp nacelle though? Like if it's long and cylindrical like that, could it not
a warp nacelle that's like fucking 12 miles long?
Well, what if it got blown off of a really big ship that was already moving at like warp 9? And
you know damn well those ships don't look like they do on Star Trek.
You know that. You don't know that. So I'm saying, like, assuming that, you know...
I like this one.
Star Trek with soft disclosure.
I like the one, the gray disco dancing on that motherfucker.
Let's say that is a warp nacelle that got blown off of a ship, and it got blown away at relativistic speeds, came zinging around our sun, which just happened to be in the path, and zinged back off into interstellar space.
I think that gray over there is the one who took your cheeseburgers.
Your mother. Anyhow, so yeah, they're looking for a signal that would prove that this object incorporates some technology, that it was of artificial origin, says Jerry Harp, lead author of a paper to be published in the February 19 issue of Acta Astronomica.
No relation at all to Harp.
We didn't find any such emissions, despite such a quite sensitive search. While our observations don't conclusively rule out a non-natural origin for Oumuamua, they constitute important data accessing its likely makeup. So
yeah, man, that search was super sensitive, man. I asked it how it was doing, and it just started crying.
You're sensitive. Fucking observations were made between November 23rd and December 5th, 2017, using the wideband correlator at the ATA at frequencies between 1 and 10 gigahertz, with a frequency resolution of about 100 kilohertz. No signals were found at a level that would be produced by an omnidirectional transmitter on board the object of power 30 to 300 milliwatts. In portions of the radio spectrum that are routinely cluttered by artificial satellite telemetry, the threshold for detection was as high as 10 watts. That doesn't, that's not it's pretty sensitive. Like, that's about as powerful as a cell phone or a band radio.
Totally crying.
So, yeah. Well, these guys are crying because they didn't find anything, but that doesn't mean it's not artificial. While no signals were found to be coming from Oumuamua, the types of observations reported by the SETI Institute scientists may have utility in constraining the nature of any other interstellar objects detected in the future.
Oumuamua.
Or even the small, well-known objects in our own solar system. It's long been hypothesized that some of the latter could be interstellar probes, and radio observations offer a way to address this imaginative but by no means impossible idea. Oh yeah.
Can it really be considered an anal probe if it came out of your butt?
Oh, man.
Like it originated from the inside of your butt?
Then it's an anal excavator.
What's next?
Well, here in America, we explore space, right? But in Soviet Russia, space invades you. The old guard may be turning against the Russian space program. Yep.
Oh shit.
What do you put in your rockets? In recent years, the leaders...
We should just keep his mic unmuted and it'd just be him giggling the whole time. It's like a laugh track.
In recent years, the leaders are blowing more smoke than doing anything substantive, which is funny because that's what we were doing before the show, was blowing smoke. So, yeah. Apparently there's a coup brewing within the Russian Space Agency. as if political intrigue wasn't enough, now the space program in Russia's involved. Valery Ryumin had a long career as an engineer and a cosmonaut. He was twice named a hero of the Soviet Union, comrade. A veteran of 2 long stints on the Salyut 6 space station.
Comrade.
On the Blyat 6 space station. He spent 175 days there in 1979 and returned again in 1980 for another 180 days. So this guy spent a long time in poorly made Russian space stations. It's kind of not even barely. It's hard to even really call them stations because they weren't very stationary. They were like space.
Yes, it's like a fucking Ewok shack, man.
Yeah, it basically the equivalent of a moonshine distillery in space. So he eventually became a crew member of Space Shuttle Discovery's mission to the Mir space station in 1998.
Fedor?
Yeah. Oh no, Fedor is flying. So now 79 years old, but still a very respected
Fedor got
figure.
into the vodka again.
He's a Hey, fucking maybe that's how fucking Bender got started. Fedor was the first Bender prototype.
Yeah.
He's just powered by vodka. So now 79 years old, but still a respected figure in Russian space circles. Valery Ryumin has given a highly critical interview about the present and future of Roscosmos and the Russian space program. This interview was on Pravda.ru, which everyone knows is basically Russian state media, kind of like Russia Today.
Kind of like anything on television anywhere.
Well, yeah, but anything on television in Russia.
Anything on television
It's a
anywhere.
pro-government news website with a nationalistic bent that's supposedly not related to the longtime newspaper of the Russian Communist Party, also known as Pravda.
You don't know that.
Yes, you do. Or, yes, I do. And it seems that this publication that Mr. Ryumin is publishing would figure a very negative view of Russia's activities in space.
Who's this guy down here on the bottom left, man? That's like Dan in 20 years or something, dude. You see that guy?
That is an awesome beard.
Yeah, that guy.
That guy's definitely like a wizard. See, he's even got a staff.
Damn, man, you got some sleeves?
Now,
He's even smoking a ball.
This guy gives no fuck. All right, well, that's not who the article's about, by the way. So
That's
fucking
Fedor.
nah, fucking. Part of the interview, Ryumin's asked about Russia's stated plans to send humans to the moon in 2020s, and he goes, "On what money?" He replies. In recent years, the leaders are blowing more smoke than doing anything substantive. A translation of the interview is provided to ours by Robinson Mitchell. Ryumin says that the current leader of the Russian Space Corporation, Roscosmos, Dmitry Rogozin,
Roscosmos.
may be talented and a pretty good organizer, but in order to survive in this business, you need to know the history and have real experience. It takes a lot of time. And Rogozin doesn't have that experience, Ryumin said. He's not a space specialist, but a journalist.
Dude, just take a second to look at Mir. That is a hot Borg mess if I ever fucking saw one, dude.
Seriously.
Holy shit. You will be assimilated, Fedor. You will become one with Fedor.
It's the equivalent of it's the equivalent of, like, a Russian apartment complex, but in space.
It looks like they took a space station Lego set and ran out of pieces, so they started BSing with some of the medieval set.
Nice. It kind of looks like a giant laser, too.
It worked in the Kerbal Space Program, comrade.
Project Loki from G.I. Joe.
All right, so what's next? It's enough of your bullshit. Move it on.
Nah, man. So
yeah, man.
Hang on. Let me close it out at least. Goddamn. Fucking yeah. You're journalistic integrity, man.
That's what I got for you.
So yeah, basically he says a Russian space agency doesn't have the money. He says that this guy's just a journalist. He doesn't really know what the hell he's doing. So the former cosmonaut, who also had a long career at the other Russia's other primary space contractor,
Roscosmos.
Well, no, there's two of them. When the Soviet space program went bust, they split into two companies, Roscosmos and Energia. So Energia was the ones who were building. Do you remember the Buran?
The Buran?
Yeah, the fucking Russian space shuttle that was basically built to be a bomber. They built a thing that looked like a carbon copy of the space shuttle, right?
Oh, yeah.
But it had bomb bay doors instead of the utility thing that opened on the back. So the whole idea was that they were going to be able to fly over the U.S. in space and just drop nukes from space. Literally nuke it from orbit.
Nice.
Check it out. Buran, Fishman. Type that in. It'll bring up a program. It'll bring up a picture, I'm sure. Use the Google machine. Buran.
Check the advertising department, Fishman.
Buran shuttle. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
So, and this thing is still sitting over in Kazakhstan, by the way, in an old hangar somewhere out in the middle of in the middle of Kulexville.
Even the boosters are bigger.
Yeah, right. That middle picture, right there on the bottom. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yep, that's where it is today.
Sitting there rotten.
And that's the Ruski space shuttle, and it was gonna bomb the shit out of America at some point if the Cold War ever seriously jumped off. So. Yeah, there's that. So, speaking about Energia, this was an old firm, and this Ryuman had a lot of shit to talk about him. He says the financially troubled company seems to have no plans for revitalization and no public accountability, kind of like the U.S. government. So speaking of RSC Energia's management, Ryuman said some oversight committee has to make the most important decisions. What kind of committee is it? Where it came from? What authority it has, what its responsibilities are, no one knows. Nothing is written down about it in any case.
You know what that means, dude? You hear that music, it's time to shut the fuck up because it's time for the break. When we get back on the other side, we got plenty more news. You get some calls in, you know what's up.
We got some stuff about fast radio bursts, and guess what? We weren't really done with the Oumuamua yet because not only is there that one, but there could be 4 of them.
It's like a giant poop that won't flush down. See you on the other side of the break.
The company store, the paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers, scum. They're on giant death factories, keeping babies alive and selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green looking skin and they run around screaming, we love Satan, we wanna eat babies. I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy, weird, sick stuff, man.
Y'all are up?
Yep.
What's up, guys? We are back.
We're
Hour 2.
all up in this bitch.
Hour of power. You know, you like what you hear, you can go over to patreon.com/realitybreak. Maybe think about giving us $1 a month so we can keep going with this shit and keep putting new shit in there and keep going and going and going and going forward. Money.
We promise we won't blow the money on booze.
Maybe we'll buy some pot though. I don't know.
But, maybe.
So, what do we got?
Well, we mentioned before we went to the break that, you know, this Oumuamua thing that we just won't shut the fuck up about. Well, guess what? There's more of them. Yep, not.
Why do we have Star
just
Wars samples?
I don't know.
That's
You put
whack.
those on
You
there.
put those on there.
You put those on there.
I put that on there.
I put this on here. So, yeah.
What's this though?
Beebity boops. You know, 'cause it's
Very
a radio
nice.
show, so
Very nice. Beebly boops.
And there's this one. This one's awful. It sounds all like.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
You start thinking
You can't go wrong with this one. All right, sample is working.
Yep, and you know, if you keep dicking around with it for too long, Dawn gets all like.
You know what? Skype test Skype out. I'm gonna go fucking call the show.
Okay, cool. Here, I got my phone right here.
All right, well, give it to me. I'm gonna go outside so I don't get feedback.
Oh, okay. No, use your
Go
house
ahead and
phone.
call the show, and I'll show him what to do when that happens.
Use your house phone.
Where's the house phone? No, it's dead.
It'll come through. Oh, well. All right, hang on. Don't look through my massive collection of porn.
Oh, God. It's making pictures of Zach's mom on there.
Hey, that's not,
Hey, now.
that's not nice.
All right, so... Oh, you didn't call it yet?
Main two.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
Lena's...
just keep it-
Oh,
keep it on. All right, hit start. Yeah, answer. Yo.
I bet the Jews are behind this phone call.
They are.
Of course.
So, like, listen, Zach, when we're doing this and we got a guest, there's a little bit of a different process. So I'll kind of walk through that. We'll do that at another time. But so, Dan, what's up, man?
Yeah. So yeah, the Oumuamua thing. There's like 4
Yeah,
of them.
man. Well, look, dude. Thanks for having me on the show, dude.
Oh yeah. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, man. Look, I want to tell you, like,
It's cold as shit out there.
it's been a
isn't it?
wild ride, man. It's been a wild ride, man, from the beginning, dude.
It seriously
From the
has.
beginning. All right, so look, check it. I was in Virginia Beach, right?
And
Hold on one second. Yeah, so I'm in Virginia Beach, and I'm coming home. I'm coming off of Independence, right?
And
And I got 2 cheeseburgers.
Those were my cheeseburgers, you rat fuck son of a bitch.
Dude, where the fuck are my cigarettes?
I don't know. You mean
Jesus Christ, man.
those fancy all natural ones that take 10 minutes to smoke?
Yeah, well, I got a long story about some cheeseburgers to tell you.
Oh shit, you might get 2 of them in.
Fuck.
This actually would be really funny if we did put this on the air.
maybe we'll put it out after.
Like a blooper reel.
I don't know what the fuck. Oh, they're in my pocket the whole damn time.
Da-da-da!
All right, so now, basically, what you're gonna do is, Dan, say goodbye. Dan,
Do it.
close the show. Close the show, Dan.
Alright, well, it's been swell. We'll be back next week. We're gonna do some things, and we'll have articles to talk about, and we might have somebody on, and it's the end of the show. We'll see you next week, everyone.
All right, meet them both quickly.